thought it just as a group, I thought we played a good brand of hockey. I thought we gave ourselves opportunity, by playing pretty connected and tight on the defensive side of things. It led us to some transition that turned into some good offense. I thought the Friday night game we had opportunities to strike and had off to Stein. I thought he was exceptional in net for Ferris. And we didn't get those, maybe the goals as easy as you were hoping because there were some great looks. And then Saturday we were fortunate enough to get out to the front, and I think maturity finally set in a little bit with our group as far as the scoreboard didn't matter, the way we played mattered. We didn't get ahead of ourselves, and we definitely didn't let the score creep back into our game, which is a good sign. You don't like to go shorthanded as much as you did on Saturday towards the end, but I thought just the way we handled it and the depth of our group handled it, it was very good. And it was great to see both goalies have good nights.
You need offensive contributions from a lot of guys this weekend. Groller comes to mind. He was the CCHA forward of the week. Can you comment on kind of his progression throughout the year?
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of getting to a point now where you can, maybe shut down Morty's group or get after that group. And now there's another line emerging with Isley and Grohl. Those guys have been really good. They've been a partnership. Whoever the winger's been with them has been a little bit everywhere. But those two have shown some big ones. And, Carabas has been with those guys over the past week, and they had a lot of generation of offensive opportunity. But Josh it's good. I'm glad he got rewarded because he works. He's a nonstop, relentless kid about trying to get better. Sometimes the effort that he puts in and the work behind the scene don't show up on the score sheet. So it's good that he got that. He deserves it. He's overdue for it, and hopefully the best is yet to come.
It was an emotional weekend for Luciano Wilson, and he ended up scoring a goal and an assist in a game where he was playing for his uncle who passed away earlier in the week. Any comment on that?
Well, just, our guys, twofold. Like, we get to use hockey as a platform. He got to use it for an individual platform in some regard to his family. The fact that we were all connected to the situation, and he played excellent hockey all weekend. Besides, scoring for his uncle per se, his game was very good, and I really think he's growing up right in front of our eyes right now. And when you have a chance to utilize emotion as a propeller for your own game and not let it be in the way, but actually use it for it, if you can channel it, it's really powerful. And Luch did, and we're just always thinking of him and his family, and our condolences are to the whole family.
Big weekend coming up, as I mentioned, against Bowling Green, a team that you haven't seen yet this year, but in watching film and watching them play, what are the things that they bring to the table, and as far as things that can hurt you?
Well, they're maybe better than their fate. Their record some might look at, but their game, they've got depth. I think some of their returning guys have done an outstanding job. Their portal kids have come in and impacted their lineup. Their goaltending numbers are very good. I mean, the win-loss record, that's where it stands, but they're actually inside the numbers part is very good. Dangerous team. I think they're very competitive. They're well coached. Ty does a great job. I think if you took, you go backwards and you look back to the beginning of the year and the little setback there that they had with all that went on, that maybe had a little lingering effect and cloud over what all is going on, but I think they're playing very good hockey. And dangerous team would be the biggest part, I think, any time in our league. If you take your foot off the gas, and you're going to pay for it. And we got to do our job. We got to continue to build our game here, and they're next. And at the same time, we're aware of their abilities.
Open it up for questions for Coach Kevin.
Luke, over the last number of years, Bowling Green has really developed into a rival for this program. Do you sense any different kind of feel, or can you kind of sense that being around the building this week?
Yeah, I do think the returning guys got an awareness of maybe the thorn in each other's side along the way here. There's probably just enough naiveness to be frank with you, Kevin, of myself and other new guys that probably take it on as like we get to play these guys next. But you're definitely, you hear the undertow and feel the undertow of past. So I think our league is turning into a full on rivalry. It doesn't much matter proximity or side of the river you're on. You're into one when you get after each other here.
You mentioned talked about goal a little bit earlier, but just kind of the secondary scoring that I feel like you got last weekend, you're starting to get more of. Do you feel more and more as we get, deeper into the second half that you're going to have, contributions on the score sheet from, second, third, fourth lines?
I do. It's really important. I think the depth of your season depends on the depth of your lineup and maybe those successes they're having. I really, impressively enough, like, you score a line change goal, one line left it out on the table for the next group to come out and score. So you get a little bit of that because you're always leaving the next group in a good spot. But more importantly, all of a sudden the weight maybe comes off of one line and goes, you got to focus on two. And if you don't focus on the right one of the two or the three, the other one can sting you. So we like, that fortune where it's going right now. The more depth contribution for us, it's making everyone internally better. And the internal competition here is a daily. So they're feeling the idea that there's a chance for them to succeed as an individual, which is only making our team better.
I know I just kind of asked about the forwards, but do you feel like that's almost the whole team thing now that you have going with the decor? It really feels like you can very freely rotate through back there, and then obviously we've talked about goalie with two guys. This has really become a deep team at all levels, hasn't
it? It has. I think positionally, you'd love to be able to plug and play as many guys, whether it's on a competition and maybe someone's game not being up to what you want it to be, or injury or health or whatever it may be. I think the way that the guys have attacked their day has made each other better with the iron sharpen iron mentality. But maybe even bigger picture is everyone here has got a ton of value. And I do think when the guys go out and you feel like you're valued as an individual, you're always trying to get better. And it's only doing ourselves a favor when everyone's, knocking on the door. And there's some pretty good players that aren't playing every single night here. And that's a good problem. But you got to make sure as a staff and as a teammate that everyone knows their value, where they stand.
Obviously, we're at a point in the calendar here where everyone's played a different number of conference games. Some of it can be, more than 2, 3, 4. Are you the kind of guy who looks at point percentage stuff and the standings a lot, or are you someone who in January that doesn't really matter a whole lot?
No, I don't. I don't even know the standings. And that's not a shot at anything except for if we go do our job, put our head down, don't look out the window, don't look in the mirror, and just get focused on what we have to do. If other teams are doing their jobs too, then that's not in our control. But our controllables are things we got to, know of. And, sure, do we know the points? Do we know if we got to get to a shootout versus an overtime versus a loss? Yeah, there's no question on those sides. But our focus really, and to the guys' credit, has become on themselves. And I think when we just keep our mouth shut, maybe head down and march forward, that's maybe the best solution to control those things.